U.S. Bank Stadium in Minneapolis. It's a special Halloween night presentation of the NFL on EA Sports. It's the Minnesota Vikings taking on the Dallas Cowboys.
U.S. Bank Stadium holds just under 70,000 spectators, and they've come out in full force for this one. A fantastic atmosphere here in Minneapolis. The scene a short time ago, this crowd decked out in purple, and they were in full roar as their guys burst out of the locker room. We're ready for football, folks, as the Vikings get set to do battle with the Dallas Cowboys. With Charles Davis, as always, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Charles, you talk about... Lurching closer toward the midway point of this NFL season, and we're underway on EA Sports. And this will go as a touchback, and they will begin things at the 25. So here's the Viking offense making their way out. And they will be led out by their 6'4" quarterback.
And you've got to think that they've got to be feeling pretty fresh. You know, coming off of the open week, didn't have to play, right? Gives them a chance to rest up a little bit, heal some of those aches and pains, and excited about playing again. That really rekindles things a little bit. I want to see how they come out and establish themselves here early.
And that bye week coming right where they want it, in the middle of the schedule. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete. He'll try again with the arm here on second down. And he's going to be dropped following a pickup of 7 past the 30 to the 32. Third play in this opening drive as they're looking at a 3rd and 3. Looking to throw. It's his target. It's Adrian Peterson. And he will have a Vikings first down. They needed 3. He doubled that. He got 6.
So when you saw him dump it off to the back, did you think he was going to pick up the first down there?
Well, I knew one thing. It wasn't his primary target. At least it didn't look like it. Turned out to be the play they needed, though. And it's big because it's the opening drive. So converting that 3rd down, keeping the play, not the play, the drive going.
Yeah, it certainly appeared like his downfield targets were covered. Threw the little dump off to his back. Right. That opening drive, keep those chains moving.
And that'll be knocked away. It's incomplete. An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. Now the first carry for Adrian Peterson. And they will only muster a yard here to the 38. Not a whole lot there. The defense was ready, it looked, for that run-pass option.
You get the sense that next time he has that opportunity, he may keep it himself and get to the perimeter. Probably owes his back a little bit of an apology on that one, huh?
On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Peterson. And they stop him up short of the first down as they get him at about the 43. 5 yards, not enough. And it'll be 4th down. And they're getting him involved early.
You feel like they saw something on tape, or they just have a sense with him because he's had a good week of practice or something in that area, but they want him involved. Just as you said, they want him to touch it either in the running game or the passing game, but they must like the matchups they're getting.
The Vikings send out their punter. As the first drive of the game stalls out, he's on to punt. Return, and the Cowboys will be backed up to start the drive. They'll have it 1st and 10. So out comes the offense now with a long field ahead of them. And they'll be led out by the man running the show, Charles, their quarterback. Here's a 1st and 10 at the 14-yard line. Here's Romo. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off at the 22. And they're going to be set up in the red zone right around the 17-yard line. Well, certainly not how he wanted to start his night. First throw of the game, an INT.
Yeah, it's not easy, but he's got to try and wipe that one away from the memory banks. And let's face it, it's not often a quarterback and a defensive back have a lot in common. But one thing, because they have these individual type plays, they've got to have short memories, don't they? DB gets beat, wipe it away, quarterback throws a pick, has to do the same thing.
So from the 17 now, here's a 1st and 10. Handoff comes to Peterson. Able to fight for about 4 yards there to the 13. The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6. From the gun, it's a give to Peterson. And he stopped immediately there. No gain on the play, and it's going to bring up a 3rd down. They're going to look to throw. And he's wrapped up, taken down, back at the 25. He could not get away that time, and it'll be a loss of 11 on 3rd down.
We're talking about how teams are so competitively matched, and you just want to make those plays that give you an advantage. How about right here? The difference between letting them score a touchdown versus holding them to a field goal, that's absolutely huge with the play he just made.
And you know he hated taking the loss there on 3rd down. Now the Vikings will send out the special teams crew here for a field goal try. Right hash mark, a 42-yard attempt. And his kick here is good. And the Vikings have a 3-0 lead. They got the interception, but very little movement after, and that forces him to settle for 3. And it does feel like settling when that happens, doesn't it?
It certainly does, but we got to give a lot of credit where it's due, and that's to the defense because they ran onto the field. This is what we call sudden change, right? Interception, you got to go put out the fire, and they did, holding them to a field goal.
Now out comes their leader and the captain of this offense back onto the field. And he'll need to find a way to shrug off the opening drive, if you can even call it a drive. One play and an interception, so he's got to forget that.
I know that in today's football, we have a good number of coaches who don't look at time of possession the way that the old school guys did. But there's still a place for it. And I think they want to eat up a little bit more clock and run some offense and give their defense a little bit of a break.
Romo. Quick hitter here, it's complete. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. Here's Romo. Pressure coming from the Vikings, and they get there and bring him down. It looks like a 12-yard loss there on the 1st down sack. Defensive end gets in there that time. They were in a 4-3. What's the responsibility of the ends versus the tackles there, Charles?
Well, most of the time when you talk about the ends, they're your pass rushers. They're the guys that you turn loose to try and get to the guy who's going to throw the football. The tackles, usually more of the run-stuffing variety. But the way this game is advanced, you're wanting a little bit of everything out of all of your guys. But let's just go ahead and break it down and make it simple. The guy who's the right defensive end versus a right-handed quarterback, that's the blind side. He's going after the quarterback. He's going to put him on the ground.
Romo. And this is caught by Winton, the tight end. The reception good for 7. It's 3rd down. I think defensively you're okay with that. Here in the first quarter, he's going to get some catches, but they rallied to him quickly.
And that's what you count on, and I like what you just said. First quarter, can you do it all game long? They catch it, you tackle them, they go down on the spot. Because when you're able to do that and you don't give up big chunks of yardage after the catch, now you put the offense in a position where every series they have to work hard to pick up 1st downs, and you tend to stall them out when you do that.
He's such a good route runner. Shows it there on 3rd down. Very proficient and a good pass.
And you know what I've observed over the years in the NFL? The better a route runner you are, the more confidence your guy's going to have in you to go to you in important times because he can trust you being in the right spot, and they connected there and picked up a 1st down.
On 1st down, Romo. They'll set up the screen to Elliott. And that's good for a pickup of 10 yards. And it'll be second and very short. Off play action, Romo. And he can't escape, and down he goes. He couldn't get away. He'll wind up losing a dozen yards, a 12-yard loss, and it brings up third.
Well, that takes a start to have a good drive. Quite like a big loss on a sack, does it?
Now they're looking at a third and long, and suddenly the momentum shifted to the other side of the football.
And old Mo is a very, very fickle man.
Seventh play of this drive coming up, but a long way to go on third down. Now Romo. And there is Amari Cooper, his first catch. And he will have a Cowboys first down as they're able to get the third down conversion.
Well, we can talk about it like it's just a basic route, but how about the timing on this one? Lined up on the right, runs a deep in route, and how about the throw? Right on the money. Bam, puts it right in there and on his hands. Nice completion, really good pickup.
Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. Second down. 3 yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7. A shotgun snap for Romo. Over the middle, complete. It's Schultz. And he's brought down at the 24 after a gain of 4. They'll try and run for it with Elliott. And he will have the first before he's brought down right on the chalk of the 20.
That's about what you would expect since they're so efficient on picking up third downs in the top 5 in the NFL. It's all a mindset, and I guarantee you it started in the offseason. Third down's important to them. They find a way to pick them up at a very good clip.
They keep it on the ground, but this time it's Murray. Evades him at the 10. And they've got it inside the 10 at the 8. This is a very impressive drive, especially when you consider where they started from to now be set up 1st and goal.
Yeah, some nice running right there. That's what got them the first down. But at this point, I suggest open up your playbook. You can call just about what you want.
And they'll be driven back here, losing yardage to the 9. Nothing doing there as the 13th play of the drive proves to be unlucky.
This defense is a difficult one to prepare for, one of the best in the league. They'll come at you from all angles, and they did a nice job there stopping him for a loss.
Now from the 9, here's 2nd and goal. Out of the gun, Romo. And this is going to be incomplete. Been a long drive. You got to figure a field goal would be a letdown. Can they convert now on 3rd and goal? Here's Romo. Toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
Well, they've got man coverage on the outside, and my scouting report on these DBs tells me that they love to take matters in their own hands. They want man coverage, not zone. And there was good coverage there that forced the incompletion.
And the Cowboys will call on Dan Bailey here. From the right hash here, should be an easy one. And Bailey able to knock it through. And that will tie us at 3-3. So you're a boxing guy. How do you score that on your boxing card? A very long drive, but 3 points.
And I really want to do my boxing analyst voice right here, but I'm going to keep it normal for us, right? I call it a draw. That type of a drive has to feel good, right? You take it all the way downfield, you control the ball, control the clock. But they only got 3 points out of it. So defensively, it could have been worse, right? So I give it a draw.
And now out comes Minnesota.
And you figure this should be a healthy, arrested, a focused unit, and they're working on a good winning streak. They had the week off last week. This is really a team, Charles, that should be in top 4.
I would agree absolutely with that. What coaches worry about, what organizations worry about, though, is overconfidence. They've been playing so well, and now they've had that extra time off. And we've seen teams come back off the open week and come out flat. So what a lot of good coaches do is they kind of game plan for that with their teams. On defense, they may blitz more in the beginning to get them going. On offense, they may go more up-tempo. Anything to get them out of that lethargy right at the beginning.
First play of the drive goes the wrong way. Here's 2nd and 12. Back to throw here. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. That catch good for only a yard, and it'll be 3rd down.
As a defense, you're more balanced when you're in zone coverage because you're able to keep your eyes on the quarterback and see the play develop in front of you. They're able to keep the quick pass in front of them and stop it right at the line of scrimmage.
And that one is incomplete. And it also concludes quarter number 1. These two teams all tied after 1. The Vikings send out their punter as he'll kick it away for the 2nd time. 44 on his first punt, and this is a good kick as well. Fast footwork by Sanders. It'll be a 40-yard punt, 8 on the return, and the Cowboys will take over the football with a 1st and 10. And now Dallas gets set to take the field.
Coming off every player's friend, the open week from last weekend.
Oh, there's no doubt about that. Even if you're coming off of a loss as they did, the open week is exactly what you need after you kind of get over it a little bit, right? Rest up the mind, rest up the body, get yourself ready to go. And they have to be eager to play again, especially since they lost the last time out.
And that is incomplete. Oh, the coverage a little too good there, and it's 2nd down.
Back to the air they go. Romo on 2nd down.
That is caught left side by Bryant.
And he's brought down. Romo here on 1st down. Throw left side complete. That's Schultz. That catch good for only a couple. On 2nd down, Elliott. And he's going to be stopped just short of the 1st down marker at the Vikings 32. The Cowboys on 3rd down. They've been good, 3 for 4 thus far. They're looking at 3rd in the nose of the football. Again to Elliott. And he's going to have the 1st down yardage as he's down at about the 30-yard line.
I know the game's changed. A lot of people would say it's evolved. Look, I'm a little bit Neanderthal, okay? I love this. No exotic formations, no misdirection. Just line up and run the darn ball and pick up the 1st down. I love it.
Yeah, 3rd and short, that's what you're supposed to do. Like you said, old school, smash mouth football. So 1st and 10 now from the 30. They run from the shotgun with Murray. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave them with a 2nd and 3.
What a luxury to have a guy like this who can not only spell your starter, but can come in and keep drives going.
So they'll come up after the gain of 7 on a 2nd and 3. They'll try the air now with Romo. Complete to Bryant. And they've got it inside the 10 at the 8.
Here we go. Here we go. That was a nicely run slant route, and what the receiver's trying to do is make the defender think he's going upfield for a deeper route, and then breaks it off, usually after about 3 to 4 steps, and cuts towards the middle of the field. And now what he's trying to do is use his body to keep the defender away from the football and give the quarterback a really nice target.
A kicker fest so far, all points via field goals. They're hoping to change that right here.
And he'll go down. Brought down at the 20-yard line. He tried to get away, but to no avail, and an absolute killer there. A 12-yard loss on 1st and goal. Sacks, a growing theme in this first half. This is 2nd and long. And he's going to push his way down to about the 12. They've been denied touchdowns in the red zone twice already. Here comes 3rd and goal. And this pass broken up. Excellent coverage there on 3rd down, as that was not an easy one to hold on to.
He did a fine job there of not hitting it before the ball arrived, and I've got to tell you, you can often mistime that play because of the angles of approach. When you're going to get it, sometimes you panic as well and think, I've got to be there right now. Instead, in this case, timed it perfectly and knocked it free.
And for the 2nd time tonight, this Bailey's kick is good. And they will take the lead here in this battle of field goals at 6-3. So we're trading first-half field goals. No breakthrough on the touchdown front. Got a 6-3 game.
Yeah, and I know so many people look at a game through offensive eyes, right? They want to see how the game's played that way. You know how I'm going to view it, right? The defenses, to me, have responded well in this game. Like what I'm seeing from them, both of them hoping to keep it to field goals and not give up big touchdowns.
The Vikings ready to go again on offense. And they, as mentioned, unbeaten to this point in the year, but you think this game their toughest test yet?
I absolutely do, because to me, this is a good measuring stick game because they've been able to take advantage of the schedule. But here, this is another team leading its division with an eye on making a Super Bowl run, so this game is crucial.
And this will be a Vikings first down as he'll take this up to the 38-yard line.
That run is what defenses don't like about dealing with Adrian Peterson. His ability to drop a shoulder and run through contact.
And he's amazing at keeping those strong legs going, isn't he?
For him, no run is ever truly over. I mean, he's actually not even convinced that when they blow the whistle, he's actually down. That's how he finishes runs in a big way.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Now it's AP, Adrian Peterson. And that one goes for about 6 as he's taken down just shy of the 45. The last run got 6, now 2nd and 4. Off the play fake, he'll look to throw. And this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's 3rd down. Out of the gun now on 3rd down. And he will go down, a Cowboys sack. And the defense coming through on 3rd down, a loss of 7 to bring up 4th.
I think that time he just maybe held on to it a little too long, CD, because after a couple of seconds in this league, you know those defenders are coming.
And how many times do we talk about complementary football? And we usually talk about, does the offense help the defense? Does the defense help the offense? I think in this case, does the quarterback help out his offensive line? You only have a certain amount of time to get rid of the football. They can only do so much. On this play, he took them to the limits.
Out comes this field general once more, leading his offense back onto the field. And I guess the question, Charles, is what's the formula for keeping him better protected? Because as we see, the protection, it struggled.
And normally what you get is renewed determination. When the big guy gets hit, that usually sparks people. Hey, we can't let this happen anymore. They take it personally. He's not supposed to be on the ground, but that hasn't been the case so far in this game. So maybe they've got to figure out how do they get rid of the ball faster to help.
Oh, that's into a double team, and it's intercepted.
Picked off by Harrison Smith. You don't see this often. A quarterback of his caliber, 2 first-half interceptions.
It's absolutely surprising because it happens so rarely. You're searching for what reason, what's going on out there. It's not just maybe the defense is playing well. Is his horoscope off? His biorhythms? What is it?
You went horoscope on us, Davis.
Well, I was thinking maybe REM sleep was off. I'm trying to come up with something.
Anything, right?
Adrian Peterson now getting ready to go again on offense.
Those are his numbers through roughly the first half of the season, and given that, you'd have to think he's on pace for a 1,000-yard campaign.
Steady as he goes. Steady goes the offense. But you know what else is happening, too? Because they are a team now recognized with the ability to run the football. You've got to be able to throw it better now, right? Better throwing lanes, better opportunities for the guys downfield, maybe more one-on-one coverage, which you should be able to beat easier. Yeah, he's establishing not just a tone, but an identity for his team.
And that's a discussion we had a couple days ago in the team meetings, talking about this running game opening up the passing game. We'll see if that continues to happen. First down, here's a run with Peterson. And he'll get it down inside the 20 to the 18-yard line. 45 yards rushing for him now in the ball game. Left side, Cook. And he'll get this one down to about the 17. Just a gain of a yard there, and now it'll be third down. If you're going to run against this unit, especially down here, just beware. I mean, they're the top rushing defense in the league.
Yeah, and then they go ahead and they double down with the whole thing because you think, okay, let's throw the ball. Oh, yeah, that's right. They defend the pass pretty well, too. Very difficult task right now.
They'll run it. Here's Cook. And he gets the first down yardage before he's brought down just outside the 10 at the 11.
And that's why Dalvin Cook is the Minnesota Vikings featured back. You put the ball in his hands, good things happen. Second in the NFL last year in rushing with 1,557 yards, and that's now back-to-back 1,000-yard seasons with 30 combined total touchdowns. What a player is Dalvin Cook.
This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. A 10th carry now for Peterson. And he'll get this one down to about the 10-yard line. Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run. The give to Peterson out of the gun. And he'll be taken down after a gain of about 8, as that will lead us to the 2-minute warning. They'll run it. Here's Peterson. And he's going to run into a brick wall right in the middle of the field, and I don't think he got there. Now the Cowboys going to burn the first of their timeouts. So as they take it over, we step aside. They'll run for it. Peterson. And not only did he not get in the end zone, he didn't get the first down either. They'll get neither the touchdown nor the first down. And it'll be a turnover on downs. They'll start the drive with Elliott. And he'll find a little space. He gets us up near the 10. A good run, got 7 on first. Here's 2nd and 3. Back to throw, Romo, and it's incomplete.
Certainly appeared to take away his first read, and by the time he tried to look elsewhere and find an open target, the coverage was too good. That one falls incomplete.
Bryant has it, and he will have the first down here as he's up to the 15. The Cowboys going to use their 2nd timeout now, as they'll stop it with just over a minute to go before halftime. Now Tony Romo on first down. And that one drops down, incomplete. Good coverage there, forced the ball free, and it's 2nd down. Romo now to throw. Gets to him, and down he goes. Back at the 4-yard line.
The Vikings going to signal for the first of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the first half. On third down, Elliott. And he'll be taken down for a loss back at the 3. Now the Vikings will use the second of their timeouts as the clock's going to stop with 47 seconds to go in half number 1. On fourth down, the punt team is on as this is sent away. That's taken at around the 40. That's a 49-yard punt, 8 though on the return. And the Vikings will take over here first and 10. And our focus now moves to Adrian Peterson. And I'm wondering if maybe they don't go away from him on this drive a little bit. He's been great, but they haven't scored a lot of points.
I think they still have to show him as a threat. Make sure he touches it a few times. But as you pointed out, use him as a decoy a little bit and get the ball in the hands of some other people in order to put more points on the board. But he's done a really nice job of establishing them with his running.
Yeah, he's established himself well. Now can they put more points up? And second and 10, he'll look to throw again. And that falls to the ground, incomplete. A nice job of bodying him up defensively. And now it brings up third down. He's going to loft one deep left side here. And this throw will be intercepted. Picked off inside the 10. And his guys have got it back at the closing stages of the first half. So they tried to take the deep shot there, but this defense up to the task.
And a lot of times when you air a ball out like this, if it does get intercepted, there's going to be a lot of space out there to set up a return. And remember, you've got 5 big offensive linemen out there playing on their feet in open space. Not a skill most of them possess that allows for extra yardage on the return.
Good starting position for the Cowboys here as they come up first and 10. Just shy of midfield at the 49. After the interception, here's Romo. Throwing into traffic there, and that's complete. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, second and 2. And with just 1 second remaining in the first half, they'll call the timeout. So they are going to call on Dan Bailey here. His career long is 56 yards done in Seattle. They spot it on the midfield stripe, so it is a 60-yard attempt here. And this is off the left upright. And it comes back. It's no good. So we've reached halftime here on Halloween. And trust me, kids, if you had to look at Charles Davis every game, you'd think every day was Halloween. As we'll send you down to Orlando, and we check in with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
All right, Brandon, thanks very much. We'll get back to you and Charles in a minute. But first, time to give the folks at home a look at what's going on around the NFL. From there, let's head off and check out a second game. And you can see they are scoreless as they play the second quarter. Lastly, let's check on one final game for you. And you can see they are scoreless as they play the second quarter. Meanwhile, in our game, it's been a defensive struggle. Which offense can break through in the second half? To find out, let's hand it over to our broadcast team of Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
All right, Coach, thanks. Yeah, both teams likely to make some changes in what's been a closely fought battle to this point. Here's Jones to bring it out of the end zone. And beyond the 20, but not by much. In fact, just a yard pass there to the 21. The Cowboy offense set to go to begin this third quarter. And, Charles, they've got the lead. I would imagine the overall halftime tone was a positive one, but what do you think the talking points were in the locker room?
Well, if there were 3 talking points at the half, partner, all of them were about turnovers because they were pretty loose with the ball. Otherwise, this lead could be even bigger. Now, I don't think that they overly harped on it, but I think they told them, guys, if you want to keep calling those plays that are exciting, you've got to take care of the ball. Otherwise, we may have to dial things back a little bit.
In the first half, he was held in check on the ground, but despite that lack of production, they still have the lead.
Yeah, and they've got to feel fortunate about that. If they could actually get production from their lead horse, that would help open up this offense and widen this margin, too.
Now a dump off here complete, and he'll get it up to the 33-yard line. So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. From the gun, here's Romo. He's going to launch this thing way downfield. And he's going to be intercepted for the 3rd time thus far. Picked off at about the 31. That is just what this defense was hoping for, an interception on the opening possession of this 3rd quarter.
Obviously didn't want to surrender a touchdown and fall even farther behind. And we've got to know this team a little bit, haven't we? Couldn't you just see their defensive leaders telling the offensive guys, telling the quarterback, don't worry, we got you to start things off. You take it from there.
It's the Vikings' turn on offense. We get ready for their first possession of the second half.
Their defense did its job, forcing the takeaway there to start the half, and now can the offense follow suit?
And you'd better believe that one side of the ball feeds off the work of the other, so they'll want to come out, establish some rhythm, and go down and take the lead.
And this will be a Vikings first down as he'll get this up to about the 42.
That's pretty much meat and potatoes right there, wasn't it? Just go right at them and let your big horse charge up the middle. Not too fancy there, was it?
Nothing fancy at all, challenging that defense. And on that go-around, the offense won the challenge. They run again on first down, Peterson. And he'll take this ahead for about 4. 2nd down coming up. Following the pickup of 4, here's 2nd and 6. They run with Peterson. He's been busy tonight. And he's got this one across midfield into Cowboy territory. Third down, Dalvin Cook. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40.
Brandon, what were they thinking on defense there? That looked like they were playing for the pass. That was 3rd and short. Yeah, it was an easy pickup because they handed it to him. That was way too easy.
Just looked like absolute confusion defensively. Not sure why they were in that set.
Yeah, I'd say you ought to have a few men in the box there.
Still in search of their first touchdown of the game, but they're on the move. 1st and 10. Now they'll switch it up here and look to throw.
That's complete to Justin Jefferson.
And they're able to get this one past the 30 to the 25-yard line.
Now what we're seeing, this is much better from this offense because so far in this game, no touchdown to this point. And what's usually a direct correlation? Very few explosive plays. That's been their issue. Not able to make that big shot downfield or break one off, but a nice game there for a first down.
The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8. On play action, they'll throw. And that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's 3rd down. He'll drop to throw. And he's going to be taken down back around the 35-yard line. He couldn't get away there on 3rd down. The pressure too much, and he's sacked for a loss of 12.
He seemed to have a reasonable amount of time in the pocket, but he couldn't get rid of the football, and the end result, Charles, him on the ground.
Yeah, he's got to keep an internal clock to go along with his offensive line. When you're talking about 3, 4, 5 seconds, that's a reasonable amount of time to expect to deliver the ball downfield. So great to try and complete a pass.
And this one is right down the middle. And that will tie things up at 6-6.
So the turnover leads to points as they add 3 there.
Yeah, what a sequence there, and a nice one for them. They forced the interception, put together a little drive, and then come away with 3 points. Nothing to it, partner. Just do it.
And that decision to bring it out ends up not being a good one. Costs him about 5 yards as he's tackled at the 20.
Now we get a peek at the captain of this offense heading back out there. And he comes out on the heels of an interception he threw last time they had the ball.
Yeah, and you know, the quarterbacks that I know that are the best ones, the ones that really know how to lead their team, they tell them, that's on me. That's my bad. But let's go back out there and move ahead again, guys. We can get this done.
One good thing for him, it did only lead to 3 points and not a touchdown after that turnover.
Big thanks to the defense.
Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. Now a throw here, hauled in. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8, 2nd and 2.
8 yards on the pickup. Brings up 2nd and 2 at the 39-yard line.
Now it's Romo. That one complete to Elliott. So mark off the yardage for roughing the passer.
And I've seen this before. On a screen pass, not only are you rushing the passer, you're rushing him deeper than normal. And I think a little frustration kicks in at the end. You're going to hit him anyway when you shouldn't.
Now a man open down the middle of the field. It'll be a gain of 5, and it'll bring up a 2nd down. Again, Romo. Toward the right sideline, but it's incomplete.
And when you've thrown as many interceptions as he has in this one, you definitely start getting a little hesitant to throw the ball out wide because that's prime pick 6 territory. That time, he made sure the only guy who was going to catch it was sitting in the 3rd row.
Now Romo. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And this belongs to the Vikings.
And that, Charles, you'd have to think a pretty avoidable mistake.
You're exactly right about that, partner, because it all comes down to covering up the football. Look, turnovers are going to happen. They're inevitable. But in a tie game in the 3rd quarter, those turnovers can change the tide of the ball game. And now it's up to their defense to try and bail them out. Got to take care of the rock.
They'll run on 1st down. It's Peterson. And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on 2nd down. 8 yards the tally on that 1st down run. Here's 2nd and 2. They run again with Peterson. And this carry not as productive. He's swallowed up at the line of scrimmage. Carry number 20 now for Peterson.
And he will have a Vikings 1st down by a couple of yards as they're able to get 4 there on 3rd and 2.
Well, someone's been having a good game so far, and you know something? A lot of it's been power running. They decided to turn him loose again on 3rd down, didn't they?
They did indeed. He delivered the tough yards. So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. He'll look to throw. And he'll find Thielen on the right side. They'll contain him to just 4. 2nd down. They'll look to throw here. Open man. Once again, it's Thielen. And he's going to have another 1st down here as the tackle's made at the Cowboys' 17-yard line. Back to the ground, Peterson.
And he'll get 7 yards from the 17 to the 10 before he's taken down. Facing a 2nd and 3. Ball on the 10. Again, Peterson. And a short pickup there down to about the 9. Give him a yard on the run there, and that's going to set up a 3rd down and 2.
They know that old expression, it's not my night. It hasn't been his so far. I don't know if the legs are a little bit heavy. Sometimes having to hang out all day and play doesn't exactly play to your advantage, but it's been a tough go for him.
And every time he looks up, somebody's there defensively. That was the same case on that play. 3rd down, it's Adrian Peterson. And he gets the 1st down yardage he needs before he's brought down at the 6.
I haven't met a football team yet that runs the ball successfully that doesn't talk about having an attitude to be a running football team, right? You got to be able to put your nose in there, smell where the 1st down sticks are, and get there.
Might we see our first touchdown of the game? Here's 1st and goal. They'll run with Peterson. Fighting for the end zone. He lost the football. It's out. And who's got it? The defense does. They recover it in the end zone. That'll be a touchback, and the scoring opportunity turned away. And at this stage in the game, sure, you wanted the touchdown. You're already in the red zone, but, boy, you squandered a chance to at least get the field goal there, so no points out of this, and we stay tied.
Very disappointed team. No one more disappointed than the kicker who thought he had a chance to be the hero of the day. All they had to do is trot him out on the field. They didn't even give him the opportunity.
Here's Murray now as they run it to start the drive. And he's going to get forward for about 5, but that may be coming back. What say you, Mr. Referee? So some holding over on the left side of that O-line.
And I know for the guys trying to move those big defensive people, they'd love for them to stay in one spot. But they move around so quick and so fast that sometimes you just have to grab them.
And he'll take this one up over the 20 to the 21-yard line. They get the penalty yardage back plus a yard. 6-yard gain, and it's 2nd and 9. 1 quarter remains here on a Sunday night. This is the National Football League on EA Sports. 2nd and 9 now from the 21. To throw is Romo. The Vikings after him, and they get there for the sack. It'll go in the books as a 7-yard loss on the sack, and it's 3rd down.
I don't know what else can be said about this pass rush. They have been sensational. CD, that is now 6 sacks for them.
And how many times do we talk to offensive coordinators and they say a sack as a result of the offensive line unable to counter the pass rush? They've been teeing off all game long.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. He finds his man, complete. It's Murray. And he's not going to sniff the 1st down here. He stopped at the 25. They'll get 11, but it'll still lead to a 4th down. Tell you what, he's been able to put the ball in some tight spots all game long. That throw, no different.
Yeah, a lot of people would call it a gutsy type of a throw. I think he looks at it as, I can do it, so it's not that big of a deal to me, and I'm going to keep firing.
Out now comes the Cowboys punter as he's on to kick it away. A nice return there of 11 to help mitigate a good punt. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs.
Minnesota's offense takes over possession. Excellent job by their defense to force the punt and provide them with this opportunity, all tied in the 4th quarter.
They'll come out throwing here on 1st down. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up 2nd down.
He'll try again with the arm here on second down. That's to Dalvin Cook, his running back. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield.
And partner, in a tie game in the fourth quarter, you and I both know in the NFL, that's when you lean on your stars. And he came through with a nice catch right there.
First down, here's the run with Cook. And that play will go nowhere. Losing yardage back near midfield at the 49. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up second and 11.
Sometimes you just sit back and marvel at what he can do defensively. Speed, strength, quickness. He's the whole package. And that package just wrapped up the runner for a loss.
Looking at a second and 11 now after the loss. They'll look to throw. He's going to get this one down to Cook. And a 6-yard gain gets him right around the 43. They will look for some important yardage on third down. From here, it would be a 60-yard boot. Now back to throw. And they're going to get him. He's taken down for a sack back at the 47-yard line. It's a loss of 10 on the sack, and it leads to fourth. And no matter what the situation, the O-line just hates that because they feel like they didn't protect little brother back there, right?
Man, that's just so difficult for them because just think about every single play. When you decide to throw the football, you're dealing with some of the best athletes on the planet. You talk about guys, if they weren't playing football, they'd be starring in the NBA at power forward. It's a really difficult task.
So they're forced to punt on fourth as this one's away. And this will pin him back deep. That's going to kick out of bounds right at about the 7-yard line. And for an offense that is struggling, this is not where you want to start from. Great punt.
Fantastic punt. And for all those who wonder, what do punters do during the course of practice each and every day? The best ones do what we just saw there. Work on positioning the football and helping their team.
They give it off here to the tight end. And he will lose yardage here back to his own 6. He'll lose a yard there, and it's second and 11.
I like the idea to mix it up from time to time because, let's face it, you can't be predictable. But the execution was a little lacking on this one, right? They might want to go back to the drawing board with that call.
Loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a second and 11. 10th carry now for Elliott. And he will take this up to about the 8-yard line. Third down now. Those last 2 plays indicative of how things have gone for them. Just nowhere to go on the ground and struggling to put up points. And this is going to be incomplete.
You can tell they wanted to get that ball downfield, but they had nothing working in the secondary, so he dropped it off to the running back. That one ended up incomplete.
Out now comes the Cowboys punter as he'll come on to kick this one away. And taken at the 46. And he'll go down inside the 45 before going out of bounds. That'll be a 43-yard punt, but a net of just 33 following a 10-yard return. And the Vikings, they'll be set up well as they take over in great field position. 1st and 10. They'll try and start this drive in the air. That's going to be caught by Moss. And he's brought down, but not before he reaches the 8-yard line. A big play that time through the air. 36 yards.
They're still looking for their first touchdown of the game, and for a second, I thought they had it right there.
A
Looking on the sideline, it's finally good to see nods of approval as a welcome sign of life that this offense needed. They'll run with Cook. And they'll be driven back here, losing yardage to the 9. It's a loss of a yard there, and now second down.
That's an excellent stop right there here in this tie game. They're doing their best to hold the fort and at least force a field goal attempt.
Now from the 9, here's second and goal. They try again with Cook. Trying to bounce it outside, but he's only able to get it back to the line of scrimmage. A lot of tired bodies on that field, but this is a big play, third and goal. And he'll go down, brought down at the 20-yard line. That will bring up fourth down and an 11-yard loss to boot.
He was still looking through his progressions and going through his receiver options, and while he was doing that, the defense got to him quickly in the pocket.
And it was a great example of zone coverage, well executed, well coordinated. All the receivers were covered, and he couldn't evade the rush back in the pocket.
So here we go. Maybe the biggest kick of the game forthcoming. This to break our fourth quarter tie. And his kick is good. And they take the lead here as it's now 9-6. So the drive here ends with a field goal. It does give them the lead, but this one's still certainly a long ways from over.
It definitely puts a lot of pressure on your defense to hold the lead, right? They're happy to have it and happy to be out there trying to do so. But I know as a former player, in the back of their mind, they're thinking, why don't you score the touchdown and seal this thing?
Here's the Dallas offense now heading back out onto the field.
And now they find themselves trailing following the field goal. Still a good amount of time in this fourth quarter, but this drive very well could determine the outcome of this ball game.
On 1st and 10, Romo. And for the fourth time tonight, it's an interception. Picked off at the 38. And he'll get this back to the 32-yard line.
This defense, Charles, coming up with another interception. They have really done an excellent job of locking up these receivers.
Yeah, they're really on fire. They are actually doing what they talk about all the time, which is plastering to receivers when they're in their zones. They didn't give up a touchdown in the first half. Haven't done so here in this half either. Blanketed the field going all the way back to the opening drive, and they come up with a pick right there.
They'll dump this off to Cook. Well, there have been a ton of sacks. They were just trying to prevent another.
So what you're telling me is the conventional way has not really worked for them, huh?
Not at all.
Not all. So he tries to grab him here, and they still get caught.
It's a big play, yet amazingly, because of how far they had to go, they're still looking at a second down here. They'll try and run some clock here as they keep it on the ground. And he'll be a couple yards shy of the red zone here at the 22-yard line. Back to the ground, this time Cook. And he'll maneuver his way forward for about 4. 2nd and 6. Second down, they go right back to Cook. No gain on the play there, so they're left with a 3rd down and 6. 3 points separating these two sides with 2 minutes left to go in the fourth. So the Vikings in possession of the football as we get you reset. They're facing a critical 3rd down now as they try to hold on to this lead. They're going to look to throw. Looking for the end zone. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete.
I may be an analyst, but I'm also a fan. I love it when people take the big shots downfield, but he was under a lot of duress. And I think that forced the incompletion downfield. Didn't have a real good chance to find his target.
So on 4th down, out trots the kicker in a big spot here. From the left hash, this from 34. And this one is right through. And they double their lead, pushing it up now to 12-6. So they get to 3, but you wonder now, is that going to be enough?
Excellent question, because when I look at the smiles on that side of the field, they're a little tight, aren't they? If they had scored a touchdown there, those would be big half-moon grins right now because they'd feel a whole lot better about their position.
On a touchdown in the other direction, all of a sudden they're down. So now the Cowboys down on the scoreboard. A little under a minute 50 remaining. They need a touchdown. A field goal is worthless now as they come up on 1st and 10. Romo now to throw. And this is caught by Witten, the tight end. And out of bounds on the other side of midfield at the 45. A big connection on that one. 30 yards.
We always talk about the guy who paid off the play, don't we? A guy who caught it or ran it. But how about the elements that go into making a big play? This one in particular, able to scan the field. Pocket held up nicely. What a terrific job by the offensive line. The route, well run, and the football, right on the money.
And this is caught. A spectacular one-handed grab there. 1st down now, but that clock rolling. Now this throw caught left side. And they'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds. They got exactly what they wanted there. Out route, catch, get out of bounds, stop the clock.
And I have to criticize defense here because you know the situation. You want to keep them inbounds and have the clock run. So I'm sitting on the outside portion of the field and not letting them throw an out route. Throw anything inside and I'll make the tackle. An out route? That's not the way you're supposed to play it.
Got his man complete over the middle. That's Schultz. Yeah, the Cowboys are going to be looking at 1st and goal as they move this down to the 4-yard line. And that is caught. Touchdown. And they're an extra point away from taking the lead here in the final minute. Now they can boot it through on the always important extra point, and then their defense has to hold up their end of the bargain.
And there's something that you've pointed out in numerous games that we've worked. Okay, the excitement's going on. Everyone's celebrating over there. Who's calling up the defense to make sure they're focused because they still have some work to do?
Dan Bailey now for the extra point. And with that, his guys take the lead here by a point. So that drive spanned 5 plays, and it culminates in a Dallas touchdown. Bailey now to kick it away after the touchdown. And with time a factor here late, he'll just take a knee and they'll put it out to the 25. So now it's the Vikings' turn, trailing by a point, a little under a minute to go. Their undefeated season, it's in danger unless they can score here as they've got a 1st and 10. Back to throw. That's complete. It's Cook. And from the 25, they work this to the 29, a gain of 4. Clock rolling here, about to hit 30 seconds. He gets this one into the hands of Dalvin Cook. The Vikings going to signal for the first of their timeouts as they stop it with 28 seconds to go in this football game. He'll look to throw. And this pass broken up. And the contact well-timed there, and now 4th down.
That means it's just one last chance left, and this has to be a 1st down or a touchdown, or this game's over.
One score down, here we go. They're going to go for it here on 4th down. They'll run with Smith. And this will depend on the mark. I'm not sure he pushed the line forward. And indeed, he did not. They stop him. They had to go for it with such little time remaining. And Dallas, they'll take over in terrific field position. Down to a knee here. The defense still with a couple of timeouts. We'll see if they want to use them. Now the Vikings will use the second of their timeouts as they get it with just 19 seconds left on the clock. And they will take a knee here. The Vikings going to use their third and final timeout as the clock will stop with 18 seconds remaining. So time to start going in the other direction as they come up now third and long. And they'll indeed take a knee. So this one will end in a victory for the Dallas Cowboys, and it's going to be their defense that gets the ink in the headlines tomorrow, and for good reason. They forced 5 turnovers in this game.
And while we were watching this game unfold, I kept thinking about when we did our training camp tour and something that you noticed along the way. Just about every camp we visited, when the defense got together, everyone was doing ball drills. Defensive linemen, linebackers, secondary, because they understood how vital it was to take the football away. And they wanted every opportunity. When the ball was knocked free, they want all those guys to be familiar with touching the ball so they could pick up the fumble or get the interception. And we saw it pay off in this one here.
Yeah, 5